words, you know.
Welcome everybody to the first ever digital streamed. What is this remote podcast we're doing?
Stupid
Yes.
Corona.
I don't know.
Gas.
Yeah, I don't know what this technically is. It's our quarantine edition podcast. That's what I'm calling it. That's what we'll roll with. And we got everybody here. We got Tommy, Bustos, Christian, Rico, the normal squad.
Yep.
You guys,
What to do, baby?
every week gets crazier and crazier. Last week we just didn't
Yeah.
have sports.
Yeah.
Now this week we can't even be in the same room
We
together.
can't. LA County was like, no, for real, stay at home. So we're like, all right.
Like straight up after they.
Technically, we're technically under a group of 10. So
Yeah, I
but-
guess
No, but
in
No,
LA.
but
when they
that's
say
the
stay
same
and play.
At all.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
changed once Bustos golf course news came that it closed. I think after that,
Well, when everyone found out my
coughing, that's over.
yeah, when they found out he was sick and he started coughing, that was the beginning of the end right there.
when
He-
everyone
he's,
found
uh,
out that my
he's,
it's your
what-
fault, Bustos.
he's patient zero, like in that movie. He's a monkey. He's the monkey basically.
He's the one that started everything.
yeah.
Trying to get him.
Yeah, guys. So like, not only do we not have sports to talk about, now we don't even have each other's company. It
I don't have your smell right now with me.
right,
Sucks.
like it's just not the
Sucks.
same. It's just not the same.
Tommy's not there to personally terrorize me about my team giving up 21 points in the fourth quarter. Getting it out of the way before you can even do it, Tommy. That's right.
You're like,
Self-burn, mate.
I'm
Yeah.
hurting me before you can hurt me.
Exactly.
I mean,
Hurting
That's a
yourself.
He's
is
like,
not
damn
good.
it.
bold strategy.
Took a 21 joke away from me already. I hate you, Christian.
You guys are crazy.
Bullshit.
So guys,
Oh,
a lot
God.
has happened. I guess only real crazy news in sports right now has been the NFL. A lot of, what would you say? A lot of
the
surprise
NFL
moves.
Is, the NFL is for those that might not know, because surprisingly there could be people that don't know. The NFL is still somewhat affected by the postponements of everything by the coronavirus situation. So their season, obviously, games aren't played until August, September. So technically they're still fine. So life goes on for football. But yeah,
For now.
for now.
So yeah.
But
just
it-
people just stay home and don't mess it up, right?
But the fact that the big thing, I guess, the big news, the fact that Tom Brady changed teams and that's still not the biggest news going on right now, is crazy.
The
Like,
biggest news is that damn Rams logo.
oh, here we go.
About that.
Let's just go straight into it. Let's go straight into it.
Look
Let's
at Tommy's
just,
face light up.
yeah, let's just address it head on.
So
The
I
logo
saw this
from the
earlier.
hat. Yeah, the logo from the hat, which
they're
supposedly
not the
wasn't
same
going to be
colors.
the logo, is officially
It's
the
not
logo.
the-
And
It's basically is the logo,
Oh
but
my
not
God.
the colors. Basically, not the colors. But it's
Yeah.
it's retarded because it's I don't know.
That is a
man.
dumb logo.
I hate it. I freaking hate it. I'm still gonna buy
yeah,
the jersey. I'm still gonna buy a
We'll
Johnny
still
Hecker
buy.
jersey, but other than that, it's freaking retarded. Even Johnny Hecker tweeted on Twitter that he likes it. So I was just like, oh my god.
like I feel like they
Johnny
have to-
Hecker likes
Johnny,
it.
no.
But
Right?
no, dude, hell yeah, they have to. They can't say anything bad, so they really have to basically like be out like, oh my god, this logo is fire and all.
Yeah,
this
they
crap.
would get in trouble if they
Tom-
started bad mouthing
Tommy,
their team's
Johnny-
logos.
Johnny Hector's dying on the inside. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be real.
He's probably like, I really want to go back to Oregon State and wear my Beavers uniform, you know? So,
Okay, so this, which I guess is the primary logo. I don't know if you guys can see the feed, but we have it up right now on the podcast. We have what we're calling the Charger logo, which I'm guessing this is the main logo, and then the secondary logo, which is the Ram head, which
see,
That is an
personally-
ugly
everyone was
ass
saying-
logo.
everyone was saying about the Charger logo. If you look at the hat that was leaked, they're totally two different colors. Way two different
Oh, wow.
colors. The
Well, yeah.
hat is actually like darker blue with yellow.
I
These
think the
colors
hat
are
was supposed to be like a
they're-
neon edition
they're
of the
dr-
logo.
Yeah. These colors are like the royal blue, what they used to wear in the 80s, but I don't understand what the concept is. It's freaking and then that Rams head too. Like,
I'm getting so many notifications on everything right now on my end, and I'm just like,
the post I posted with the Rams head and the LA symbol.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
That
they also
I-
added like an eyeball and made it look a little meaner looking. Just like small little
Yeah.
details. I was even like, somebody went out of their way, changed that logo in like a half hour, and it was such an improvement over the one that actually got released. It's amazing. Like it's actually amazing, especially in the hype video. They're like, we spent 2 years perfectly tuning
No,
this logo, and I'm
hey,
like, really? You guys spent
hey,
2
2
years on
years
that?
for that
Hey
crap?
Christian,
Oh my
hey Christian,
It's
god!
not 2
Christian,
years.
Christian, I got a good one for you. Christian. I feel like whoever designed this only did it for 3 quarters and gave up on the last one.
Wow.
So,
Well played, Tommy. Well played.
thank you.
Yeah,
But
We
no,
get you
dude,
back,
like
Dave.
it's you did with the logo. It's I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to like, get accustomed to, but I mean,
it'll take time.
I mean, I support the team, not the logo, so it's cool.
Right.
So I mean, it's gonna get
like
old
DJ.
sooner or later.
That is
I
a
like
terrible
DJ's
logo.
comment where he said rebranding SoFi won't be that hard now.
Yeah, like
Well, did you guys see?
they can
Did
share
you see my
colors.
comment under yours, DJ?
What'd you say? All
I mean, no, I said my 4-year-old godson could have did a better job than this.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
I should.
I was trolling.
Horrible.
Your
I
nephew
said
could have done a better job.
Kevin
But
Demoff
in
was
reference
hoarding
to, like-
toilet paper.
I feel like Bustos did the logo when he wasn't wearing his glasses.
Wow.
That's cool.
I thought I was making a Chargers logo.
It looks like it.
No.
Shout out to also Danica, Brittany, and Trayvon joining us in the chat. What's up, guys?
Welcome.
Yeah, we're
Hi,
taking
Danica.
definitely taking the quarantine seriously this week. We're not all in the same location.
Yeah. Trayvon said, I see everyone is taking the self-quarantine seriously. No one is at the studio today. Actually, I'm here, but I don't have the rest of the guys here. I'm just on the opposite side of the studio right now. But everyone
Little
else,
does he know we're outside. We're outside the studio. We're all gonna go inside and hug DJ and see what happens.
yeah, right?
It's a trap.
Everyone's just going to walk in and start coughing on each other.
Last one standing wins.
Boosters, my immune system's weak.
No.
We
I was
also
coughing
Dude, if we-
storm.
we
If
were
had money besides we know Bustos has money, we could all rent hazmat suits and do a show.
we really could. See, Boosters, you don't
We
bring
really
these
could.
options to the table. I feel like we need these options. We also realized in this new Skype setup, I have the power to mute your guys' microphones, and we were like, let's just mute Busto's microphone and all of us do his voice for the podcast. But he
And no one would know.
He's like, absolutely not. What's up, Casey?
Yeah, we should-
Casey's in the
sure.
chat also. Also, I hope Casey taking the quarantine seriously right now. Everybody,
Yeah.
not making a
Yes.
joke of it. But yeah,
Is
guys.
that producer Kilo? Is that what we're talking about?
No, Casey, her sister.
Casey.
Oh, Casey.
And sometime
I heard-
contributor.
I heard-
Shout out
Hey,
to
I'm like,
August too. What's up, dude? I met him
Okay, let's
at
talk
the
about-
game, one of the last Kings games. Cool dude. What's up, man?
Hey, I know we were
Bustos, you
talking.
can't be cutting DJ off in this crap. I can't.
We're
hit
talking
you
about
if you don't
we're talking
cut off
NFL.
DJ. Boo boo.
Yeah.
Boo boo.
So, since we're talking about the Rams, let's talk about the.
He's like, come on,
Go
guys.
ahead, Bustos.
What Rams
Come on,
logos?
guys.
Rams logos
No,
or the
let's talk
actual
about
Rams?
moves. The Rams moves. The Rams made a lot of moves right now.
Yeah,
We talk
a
about
lot
the
of
biggest
Rams
one?
moves. Yeah.
Not wrong graphic, guys.
Mm-mm.
You had one job on the graphics, DJ.
There we
One
go.
job. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see
I
that.
wouldn't. I trust you. I'm not. I don't have the YouTube screen.
see.
Yeah, I can't
I
see.
just
I
have
can't
Skype.
see.
But we got a
Todd-
graphic of Todd Gurley in a Falcons jersey.
Okay.
Was it like
That's
really
great.
badly drawn? A badly drawn Falcons jersey? I'm assuming it's not. It's legit.
Is it not too, right? It's
Oh
like the
my
MS
God.
Paint ones they always do.
Yep. The ones
No.
that MLB Cut For does.
Right? Hilarious. Yeah, but so the big news of the Rams, obviously, is Todd Gurley got released a day before his bonus was set to kick in. Obviously, huge because he was always considered like a franchise player.
Yeah.
Now he's cut. Now he's in Atlanta. Obviously, you know the Rams are probably trying to work a trade out trying to trade him
Yeah,
before outright having to
no
release
one wanted
him.
to take that contract. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody
Take
knows
that contract.
the contract and how his knees are. Everybody, I think, knows that his knees are being questioned.
Shot.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
arthritis. Like supposedly, there's a report that came out that there was no improvement. There's been no improvement in
No
his knees.
improvement.
Yeah,
It's
since the
still
initial
really bad.
diagnosis. Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
see, that's the thing. I feel like if the Rams were actually looking for a trading partner for him, the fact that no one would be willing to give up a first round pick for him, knowing the circumstances of his knee,
Trying to kick
that's why
Arthur.
the Rams really. That's why the Rams couldn't find anyone.
Yeah,
So
and there was
it's like
rumors. There was rumors that he was being traded to the Buccaneers. I know, like all week.
Bucks.
Yeah. And so I wonder if there was
Well,
something
yeah.
there and it just fell through, or what the deal is with that. Because
Well, that trade was supposed to be Todd Gurley, Brandon Cooks, a couple of draft picks for Chris Godwin, a first round draft pick, and like a 6th-round draft pick,
which is crazy.
and which is crazy. But then again, you can't take it's his knee. That's why no one wants to deal with his
Yeah.
knee, and it sucks, dude. It freaking sucks.
I mean-
but his decline of his workload has dropped significantly
Yeah.
the past couple of years.
The Rams were
So-
so desperate to get out of that contract that they were willing to cut him for $10.5 million.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
it's crazy.
wouldn't you moving forward, knowing how bad his knee is, especially how young he is still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can't keep getting shots in your knee, man. It's gonna
Yeah,
kill you.
sooner or later that it catches up with you. And like we just saw Gurley's role last year was super diminished compared to obviously the season before. Like they weren't
Yeah.
using him like they used to. He wasn't the workhorse that he was, in seasons prior.
No.
And you can argue that was part of the reason the Rams had issues. Like if they had Gurley at 100%, who knows how the
Yep.
season, plays out and everything involved with that. So the fact that they're willing to completely cut him out, not even trade him, just outright release him,
What?
that speaks volumes, I feel
what?
like, in itself.
You know what though? His coming from his rookie year into his first year coming to LA, his first year in LA, he was horrible. He was horrible because of how bad our offensive line was, and then the transition from offensive line from 2000, 17 to 18, no, 16 to 17 was a big difference. 17 and 18, because he had over 11, no, 1,000 yards from scrimmage on both like receiving and rushing.
Yeah.
But then again, but McVay played it like, okay, like it's my fault, like I'm the idiot that's not using them to his potential.
He took the heat for
he
it.
had to say it. Yeah, I feel like he had to, because in reality, behind closed doors, they knew how bad his knee was.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like they genuinely cared about Gurley a lot to realize, like, you know what, like we don't want to mess up your career, and we don't want to hurt you even more. Maybe we'll release you. We're gonna save money, and wish you the best.
Yeah, I definitely think they were downplaying it all year too, as far as like, because they were being asked all year long, every game, like,
Yeah.
the status of Gurley's knee, and I feel like they had that was the damage control they could do, was basically downplay the issue, and everybody else is like, nah, if Gurley was healthy, you guys would be using him all the time. You wouldn't be just letting him take a season off, basically, like.
Yeah. And it's funny because that's why they drafted Darrell Henderson from Memphis. And it's just like, okay, you drafted him the first pick of last year's draft, and you didn't use him at all basically last year.
Do you trust him though?
That's why you have to. That's why you drafted him, and especially your first pick in the draft. Like you know something the fans don't know.
Right.
So maybe they knew if they were going to trade him, they already knew a year before.
Maybe you draft a running back again this year in this year's draft in the second round, because this draft's pretty running back heavy.
Yeah, but then that's a part that we have no first round picks, and they're not going to trade up. They're not going to trade up, and they're trying to trade Brandon Cooks, but no one wants that contract either. The Rams jumped heavy those 2 years from losing to Atlanta in divisional round, going to the Super Bowl. Like, they jumped heavy. They paid people heavy because this was about now. Now they're not trying to rebuild, but they're trying to at least keep up with the Niners and Seattle.
Yeah, but
and then Arizona's making a big difference now. So I mean, who knows? The Rams could drop to last in the division this year. We all know how tough the NFC West is. So
and
it's gonna be tough this year.
And this is why Tommy's our go-to Rams expert.
I mean,
Yeah,
he also
that's
got
right
rid of a
there.
lot of players too.
That's why every
You guys
time
are not-
we're in our group
When-
chat and we start
the
our
name
football wars
When
going on
team
amongst
name
each
Rams was mentioned, he's like, "Step back, guys. I got this."
whenever we start our group chat team wars, and I'm just like, "Ooh, you guys better wait till Tommy gets in here. He's about to drop some facts on you guys right now." I can't
It's
wait till
like-
he
it's
gets
like,
in
all
here.
People,
You know,
people in the
besides
group chat expect me to be the guy who slanders the Rams the most, and yet Rico's been the
No,
one
it's
just going.
Rico's just like always in roast
Rico-
mode,
Nice.
24/7 roast mode.
Rico's like I took off my glasses. It's about to get serious.
He's like cracking
Right.
his knuckles.
No doubt.
Tommy,
But you know what though?
Rams also
Besides
also let go of
losing
Clay
Gurley,
Matthews, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Besides losing Gurley, we released Clay Matthews. They lost
Dante
Michael
Fowler.
Brockers to Baltimore. They lost Dante Fowler to Atlanta. But see, that's the thing though. Baltimore paid Michael Brockers 3 years, $30 million.
Yep.
That's kind of a lot.
How about Dante Fowler?
How I don't know how I forgot how much they paid Dante Fowler, but Dante
3
Fowler
years, 45.
was worth the money because Michael Brockers, as much as Aaron Donald got double teamed last year, Michael Brockers didn't really step up. He hasn't stepped up really. He's been a clog the hole type of guy, but getting past 1-on-1, he hasn't really done like produced the way the numbers that he should be producing as high as a draft pick that he was. So don't get me wrong, he deserves the money. He's a hell of a player, but the guy they got from Detroit,
Sean Robinson.
yeah,
Sean
hey,
Robinson.
he's younger. They got him for cheaper, and they got him for 2 years, and then they got Leonard Floyd from Chicago, defensive end, just like Dante Fowler for a year.
I like Leonard Floyd.
I'm assuming to test them out. So
Yeah.
they filled in the holes in their defense side, but I feel they just need their running back away from being a contender in this NFC West. But then again, like I said, and I said in the group chat, they're young. Coaching staff is young. You can't
for
expect
sure.
big from them. And I feel Ram fans like now the new ones are just like, oh well, this team's
Oh my God, what's
suck and all
happening?
this. Yeah, like that's the part of the process. You just have to sit back and watch.
Their offense is not going to be that bad, though. Their offense is going to keep them in the games. If they get offensive line help, they would be okay.
Yeah.
The only question I have is,
that's
why do you sign Andre Whitworth for 3 years at his age, at $30 million?
because you go find a left tackle. You go find a left tackle that you actually can trust to go off blind side. Like his progression has declined significantly from 2 years ago to last year. He was one of the top left tackles in the league, and he's just losing his step. But I'm sure like his
He's 38
workouts,
though.
Bustos, you try to get around him and kick your ass probably. Like
Yeah.
he's
He's like,
still
well, yeah,
top,
for
at
sure.
least he's still
Yeah.
at least top. He's still at least top what? I'll
Well,
say
50.
10. No, I say top 10. There's not okay. Besides, I would
Peters.
say, Peters, and then the Cowboys left tackle. The whole Cowboys line is ridiculously good. But you
I heard
have
one
to
of their
just
when their Cowboys line retired just today.
I forgot his name. But see, that's the thing though. If the Rams suck, we'll have a first round pick next year for sure. I think
Don't
so.
have a first round pick. We traded him when the Jamal on the Ramsey trade. We traded 2 first.
Well, we're gonna have to steal something or do a trade Brandon Cooks or something because they need a first round pick or just how they got lucky signing Cooper Kupp and a freaking 3rd, 4th round draft pick. Maybe they'll get lucky again. You never know.
Why don't you just trade Robert Woods if you can't trade Brandon Cooks?
No, I wouldn't trade Robert Woods.
He's like,
You
no
better
way.
not disrespect the pride of Gardena, California, Robert Woods.
I would not trade
He's a
Robert
gentleman,
Woods
a
at
scholar, a Gardena native, and a
Woods.
USC Trojan.
all. You need Robert Woods to continue to slowly progress and help.
He's the only
Cooper
man
Kupp
on the
grow.
Rams I will support.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp
Just
is
not
still
when he plays the
learning.
Niners
And you need
What about the
Robert
Chargers?
Woods there to help him
or the
to help
Chargers.
him continue to grow. So yeah, but Rico, what do you feel about the Melvin Gordon signing within the division with the Broncos?
That was weird. Within the division is weird going to Denver. You never want to trade anyone, but you know what? and
They didn't trade.
this
They didn't
isn't
trade him though.
popular.
He signed as a free agent though.
No, he was a free agent.
They let him go right exactly to Denver. But I mean, this isn't popular with a lot of Charger fans. But I'm glad he's gone. I think he was kind of like a little cancer to the team. He kind of screwed up the team last. He definitely screwed up my fantasy points last year because I had Eckler, and then Eckler was beast all year till Melvin Gordon like halfway through the season. I just think them signing Eckler through a 3-year deal makes it a more rounded back for the Chargers because not only can Eckler run, but he can catch. He can kind of spin out and be like kind of like a wideout receiver, running back. So I think it's a good move. It's just
I feel like how they did with Eckler. They need to let Justin Jackson grow now.
Yeah, Justin Jackson.
Stop hiding him in the shadows. Like they need to let him come out of the shell and get comfortable with that offense. Because when he's going, Justin Jackson is pretty good.
Yeah, Jackson.
I'm not gonna lie.
You guys, we got the top comment of the night so far from Stephen Leal saying, "Someone get Chris a Shanghai Rams Woods jersey." Robert Woods, Shanghai Leal. Rams. I'm with it.
No,
dude,
I'm not a snowball chance in hell.
I think we're gonna make this happen.
Look, just because I said I got love for Robert Woods.
It's not even gonna say Woods in the back. It's just gonna look like Woo. It's just
Woo.
Christian. Little
it's just
gonna
say Woo in the back, not even Woods.
With a gas bomb, we're gonna throw under your door so you can pass out. And we're gonna put the jersey on you.
All right, look at you.
And
over my
awesome
cold dead
body. Two
Donald
awesome shades of Rams yellow, guys.
I got you a Dustin Brown Lakers bobblehead, and I invited you into a suite. I'm off the hook.
But see, that's the thing, though. I cannot look at it. Look at it as a Laker jersey because I look at it like the old Laker Kings jerseys and stuff.
The box says Lakers on it.
Well, the box.
Tommy's like, "Well, sports season's over."
Shut up, Christian.
What have you done for me lately? All right, guys. The other really big news is Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers.
Wait, he didn't go to the Chargers?
Like,
I was hoping
he
was gonna
talk about him anymore.
Remember?
So that news broke so fast. Like after he said he was leaving the Patriots, and I'm just like, I was so close to making all right, Brady, announce that you're signing with the Wildcats. But
yo, season
damn
tickets
it, I was hoping
would be sold out.
He was coming to LA and he's gonna do things the Wildcat way.
It sounded like it was a bad breakup between Brady and Kraft also and Belichick. I mean, from what I was reading, it was like not even that big of a, hey Tom, can you stay? It was more like, here's our deal, like it or not,
Yeah, I think he felt disrespected. Yeah.
You're old later.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I tried to break it, but I guess I picked the wrong team. I was insistent that he was
convinced that he was going to be a Charger. He was like, they're going to open the new stadium. They're going to steal all the Rams thunder.
That would have been the most balls move by the Chargers.
No, but that would have made more sense. Do you feel okay? You got to look at it from like 3 or 4 years down the line right now.
Dude, the Patriots are not going to be like a big draw anymore. I'm here for it.
No. You know what I heard about the Patriots too? So they signed Brian Hoyer, right? Say they tank this year. Who's coming out of next year's NFL draft? The top quarterback who's going to be Trevor Lawrence, dude, from Clemson. The Patriots.
No.
Dude, him going to the Patriots with Bill Belichick, I feel like that's another freaking. He's going to be a hell of a quarterback.
I feel like the next dynasty.
I swear to God,
Patriots do not need any more potential legendary quarterbacks. How about they just be like a poverty team for the next 20 years?
They need to take the Detroit Red Wing route.
As long as
I think
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I feel like Bill Belichick is going to fake the COVID-19 and freaking sit out the whole year and then come back and then get Trevor Lawrence and win another Super Bowl.
Hey, I actually think don't sleep on Josh Fields. He'd be a good fit for them.
Put that evil on.
No, but it's kind of funny though.
It's really sad that you mentioned Josh Fields, and I immediately thought of that relief pitcher that played for the Dodgers a couple years ago.
I swear to God, that's the first place I went. I was like, wait, what?
Dodgers legend Josh Fields?
Someone's got to stop Belichick.
He's the Bo Jackson of this era.
No,
I think
Patriots lose Tom Brady.
Go back and the 1980s Patriots.
Well, did you?
I-
They lost a big time percentage of their defense. Also, they lost a lot of.
I'm
players,
also here for
like
80s Patriots.
80s Patriots. Yes, with the Patriots.
I mean, that's Josh
In
Justin
a
Field.
3-point stance.
It was Justin
Yeah,
Fields,
go back to the
Busto.
the Patriots being irrelevant in general, like before even Drew Bledsoe.
Also, I forgot when we were talking about the logos. Did you guys see there's new mock-ups of what the stadium looks like with all the new logos? I think we have something.
Yeah.
With the field.
Again,
and
I
the-
can't
thumbs
see it,
down.
but like for those of you watching YouTube, obviously you can see what's happening. I saw the renderings earlier.
Christian, it's
Mhm.
it's as bad as blowing a 21-point lead in fourth quarter.
Wow.
It's that bad. It's horrible.
I knew that was coming.
He's like,
I
we
knew it was
talked about
coming.
something else.
So the Niners didn't know. The Niners didn't know it was coming in the fourth quarter, did they?
Hey, this is kind of Brady Bunch here.
right?
I know. Bustos is a freaking the caretaker, Alice.
Actually, I am right now because I'm in the middle.
Okay,
You know
Bustos
what?
could be
It's
Marshall.
fine. I can handle this 21-point loss. This 21-point comeback by the Chiefs. I don't have to have that terrible logo though. That new
Wow.
That's bad.
Where's my
It's
soundboard? Do.
I really don't think the
You didn't
logo's
bring
as
the
bad as
soundboard?
this.
I can't.
But no, you can't live with that logo, but you still have to live with a 21-point loss, and you still have to live with the loss to the Baltimore Ravens.
21?
And 21.
It's fine.
Close miles away.
And
21?
also, you have to live with Colin Kaepernick as your quarterback.
He won as many games as Jared Goff in the Super Bowl, so we're even.
Wow, dude. Christian's clapping back today.
How many? 21.
21?
0. They both have not won a Super Bowl, so that's fine.
Am I gonna have to go
It's
ESPN
okay.
and start muting microphones?
Yeah.
I just want to mute
Dude,
somebody so bad.
I told DJ we should do like an around the horn type of podcast where like
we get points.
basically like he's in charge and like we give a topic and we get points like of like I guess like the way we approach the topic, and like every round one of us gets eliminated, and at the end whoever wins gets to talk about whatever they want for a minute, like whatever they want. That'd be cool.
Look, DJ's already getting ready to mute Tommy. His cursor's on Tommy's.
I'm like transitioning points into the podcast. I know you guys can't see the feed, but Tommy has 1 point right now.
Oh,
I can see it.
God.
I can see it.
Oh, I see now.
Dude, you know what else that we could actually look, well, besides the draft, since I feel like with the draft, I feel like players are just gonna stay home and they're just gonna have
Yeah, it's
the
gonna be-
organization, the
it's
general
gonna be
manager.
Video
indoor now.
conferences just like this.
Yeah, all of them are like, oh, you got drafted number one. I'm like, okay, cool,
With
thanks.
the first overall
Can I go
pick,
back to-
Congratulations,
Shanghai
Joe Burrow.
Rams.
You're going to Cincinnati. No.
with the first
Yeah,
overall
like,
pick in the
I was
NFL draft,
taking
the
a sh- I
Shanghai
was taking
Rams
a
choose
shower.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Shanghai
was bad
Rams
about those.
chooses Christian Allen as number one out
Right?
of Gardena. Christian.
Out of Gardena High.
If we all know Bustos is rich. If Bustos was to offer you $100,000 to put on that jersey, would you?
Fuck, what?
No.
I would. Shit. I put on a matching pin.
Hey,
$300
what'd you
on
say?
you it.
I put on what? What'd
I'm
you
not
put
putting
on?
on that Shanghai Rams jersey. I don't want to get the Ronas. Right?
Wow. Is it because
They
it's
can give
mine?
you
Dude,
the
I have the
Ronas, they should
Ronas?
give you-
Fuck, I'll put it on.
Yeah. Can we do a photo shoot with you too, Rico?
Both
Yeah,
of you guys.
$50 is $50. Man.
$50?
For $50? Damn, you a cheap whore.
Hey man,
Christian, what you got?
$50,
$45?
bro.
I'm gonna get a bidding war. I'll get us the best
Shit.
price.
Dude, the fact that Rico said
Shit.
50 and you told Christian 45, you're going nowhere.
I know. I'm trying to get Bustos the best deal. I'm brokering this for Bustos. I was like, Bustos, we got Christian at $37. He's a lot.
I only have 36 in my piggy bank right now.
All right, they closed down the golf course.
Yeah. I'm temporarily not working for the next 3 weeks or
Yeah.
4 weeks.
Finally, Bustos was the last
Yeah, I
holdout
mean,
in the
hey,
COVID.
Bustos can't even gamble
essentials.
with all the casinos.
Casinos are closed.
Christian, now
Sports are closed.
tell his ass that he could join us poverty people now.
right?
Well, I have like a month of vacation, so
Wow,
Oh, okay.
Boostos.
Wow.
Well, excuse
He's always
me,
on vacation.
Joshua.
Humble
He's
brag.
always on vacation. He's only at the freaking cash register. All right, how many holes? 9 or 18?
It's one pair of golf balls. You guys, okay, football out of the way. Well, has there been any other sports news? I know we always have like
I
6
mean,
topics trying to crunch in at one time.
I got a crazy
Kevin
one.
Durant got the coronas.
What's up, Rico?
Yeah, how about all this Corona stuff is being tied to Staples Center from
Very
the
crazy,
Lakers
yes.
to the
Half the NHL and NBA cases are at Staples Center.
yeah, it's being tied to Staples Center.
So the fact,
Christian, are you sure you don't have it?
as of right
Guys,
now, wow,
we have to
Boostos.
stay relevant. That's why.
I mean, it is the what is they call it, the entertainment
The
capital of the
sports
world.
entertainment capital. So
It's the Corona capital of the world.
Yeah.
way to go.
So naturally,
The
it would come to Staples Center first, headlining. This week,
Yeah.
So-
the Ronas, live and in person, on a back-to-back night. So you can watch it versus the Nets and the Lakers, or maybe catch it the next night with the Senators and the Kings. Either way.
So there was three Net players, 2 Lakers, 2 Senators, but no Kings yet. Who's gotten the
Have the Kings
coronavirus.
gotten tested though? That's what I want to know,
No,
because
they
there's
have
been
not.
exactly because there's been
They've reported that they've been all clear so far, at least.
they're not showing symptoms, but I know there's been some backlash as far as like all the famous celebrities and athletes using up the supply of the tests. So I know some teams, unless they started like really showing signs, they weren't going to test them. So I don't know. Yeah, who knows if maybe some players do have it, or Bustos. I know you threw out the theory that they might be from the team buses because they use the same bus companies or something like that, and
Same entrances.
same.
Oh,
Well, that means their
I
Staples Center
want-
workers probably at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if all the away teams that do come to Staples, if they most likely stay in all the same hotels. The
They
same
could-
hotel, basically.
For the
W
most
Marriott.
part, a lot of them stay at the JW Marriott.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if that place is on ultra quarantine,
I heard
washed
it's
down.
closed. I heard the
It's
JW Marriott's
closed?
closed. Yeah, I've heard that it's closed.
Bustos, where did you catch yours from?
Andrew Friedman?
Andrew Friedman. Also,
Garden,
Stephen
the
Leo.
Garden Grove Casino.
Stephen Lee in the chat brokering the deal too, saying throw in a pack of TP and a case of water and it's a done deal for Chris. $37.
Well,
Wow.
just ganging up on me regarding the damn.
Because I don't know if you
coronavirus,
remember this. You live underneath the ice at Staples Center. That's why you were.
No, I thought
You
I
were-
thought I lived at Dodger Stadium, dude.
You live in both.
You have 2 homes. It's your summer home and your winter home.
The mayor of LA.
Dude,
And right now,
you're like,
Christian
you're,
kicked
you're
out of
like
his
a
house.
hobbit going on your next big adventure.
So like, yeah, it's been a crazy time. The fact that Staples Center is so involved and all these, I mean, more so last week, all these breaking stories about athletes getting coronavirus at Staples Center, which is even crazier because 3 of us were at that game against the Senators and the Kings, and we were even all joking
Yeah.
around because that was the night that
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert and Tom Hanks news had just broke. So we were like, oh, wow, everybody's getting it. And we had already known that was probably going to be the last game for a little while. And the fact that
Yeah.
it was there in the building and Senator players either have already caught it or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just hard to put it all together. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy, man. It's
But I
crazy
was,
how fast
but I was pointing out like
it's
the.
spreading.
I
Go
mean,
ahead,
if
Christian,
anything,
go
like the. I was saying, if anything, like regarding like the Senators and Kings, since we were like 3 of us were there at the game, like if anything, we had no direct contact with any of these players. So
Yeah,
Went to our
no,
club?
No, because we're
Well,
poor.
we
We
get
sit
it
in the
close enough.
300s.
we're safe upstairs. Well, I don't know.
We sit
Rico.
upstairs.
I mean, yeah,
Rico.
they came out of the different tunnel too that night. That was that night where they came out of the bench.
Right? That is
for
Yeah.
true.
periods.
Who knows? Actually,
won.
that small decision the Kings made as far as having the players coming out of the bench, let's say a player was already
could've
infected
saved-
at that point, he could have saved a fan. Like, that's honestly a
Yeah.
very realistic thing because that game was the game they didn't go out of the normal tunnel. They came out from behind the benches and interacted with no fans. That's crazy. Like, that was a small little measure the Kings did, and who knows? Maybe it could have. That's safe to assume.
right.
Stephen Leal asking us if we've been watching Bailey's live game streams. I caught some of them yesterday.
12 in a row, baby.
Dude, we haven't lost a game.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't know if they have it on. I don't know if they have it on.
We might make the
porcelain,
playoffs.
so they could actually make us feel good right now. So
Right?
it's
The CPU level's like way
crazy.
lower. Is that possible?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you put an advantage in the
game is-
game?
The game is set on easy instead of expert.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Look at shout out Baby
Opponents are
Zach.
and Bailey's on All Star.
Right?
Hi guys.
Look at
Hey,
guys,
guys, how you
Baby
doing?
Zach.
What
Appear-
is the
Hi,
bastard?
everybody.
Second straight appearance on the podcast, right? He was here last
That's Bustos' big brother right there, y'all.
time.
Hey, Boost, Lindsay.
But yeah, dude,
That's
those
sick.
I honestly appreciate all the production value they're putting into these live streams with the intermission
Yeah.
reports and the interviews and all the fun stuff
Post-game.
and the post game and the group chat and like it's awesome.
Of
Trayvon,
the NHL teams that have done something like this, they've really gone above and beyond the call.
yeah, no, for sure. And it honestly, the Kings are always cool like that. I feel like at the forefront of making something good of a bad situation. Honestly, that's what it seems like. Trayvon right now in the chat just said virtual playoffs, baby.
Dude, watch us win the Stanley Cup.
Yo, if we
Hey,
win the
Not gonna lie.
virtual Stanley Cup, do we get a banner?
I
A small
should.
banner,
that is a
like-
very good question.
a half-size banner.
still a half more Stanley Cup than the Sharks. So,
Even though, like, the banner can be up in the Team LA store or something. It doesn't even have to be inside Staples.
EA Sports Stanley Cup champions.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure, something
Right.
small.
How about let's talk about how the yesterday.
Have
the
more
Kings-
banners in the clip.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Poor Clippers.
The fans are gonna hate us. Sorry.
Hey, Bustos.
How about the
Speaking of Clippers, show everyone your Clippers, Bustos. Show everyone your freaking small Clippers. Those are his real Clippers. No,
Put them
on
lower.
the
Put them
camera.
lower. At the camera.
Those are his Clippers, guys.
Oh.
Fine.
Those-
This
my
is
God.
why we can't do live streams because Bustos is manicuring himself during the podcast.
He does that
He's,
when we're all together.
he's like my nail salon got closed, so I gotta cut my own nails.
He's right there just like painting and like filing.
He's like Bob Ross right now, or what? His hair
Okay.
is all long.
He's like, now we're gonna draw a happy tree.
how about the Kings players helping each other out though?
Oh, the drone video?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Alex
Yes,
follow being a true team
That's
player.
great.
Also, how
That was
desperate
really
were the
nice.
Carters for just one single roll of toilet paper there? Where I don't know if you saw the whole
You know,
delivery was
I
one
really-
single roll.
I really think they did that on purpose. I really think he didn't need freaking toilet paper.
They just
They
wanted
just
to
did
see
something
if
to
they
get,
could
like,
if they could do
They're
it.
rich. They're doing it for the clout.
Probably,
Yeah.
honestly.
And did anyone see like Carter like not wearing anything and shorts? I'm like, dude, it's cold, bro. Come on.
He's working on his tan, dude. You can't
He's
like you
been
can't
needed.
rush him.
This is
That's
like
a
a
year-long
heat
tan,
wave, man.
right?
We
There
don't
was-
have a heat wave.
Dude was
Rico,
rocking
it's
the
cold.
shortest board shorts I've ever seen in my life.
Dude.
Like
Yeah.
Jeff,
Right?
come on, stop thirsting for the ladies. You're a married man. You got kids and dogs.
and dog.
That's
Whoa,
stuff.
what is that
Thomas,
thing?
and it's winning.
What
We don't
kind
drink.
of
We don't drink
bo-
Coronas out here. It's Modelitos.
That bottle opener. What is that thing?
It's Modelito time, Holmes.
What?
Hey, is that a Derek Forward bottle opener?
No,
No,
this is the captain.
I actually own a Derek Forbert bottle.
stick.
Oh, Kopitar. I didn't know we got you the Kopitar one.
No, it says
Oh,
Dustin.
Brownie, there it is.
Wow.
Captain.
Wow.
One of my best friends got me this for Christmas.
That was really nice of him to get you the assistant captain Dustin Brown bottle
I know, that's why I didn't get him so much weed. I got him
opener.
the cheap weed.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh, let me see. Okay, so besides the Kings and draft, another thing we actually look forward to is the NFL schedule release.
When
That's
is
gonna
this?
come up pretty soon. How is that not going to happen? They don't have. No one has to be there. They just
When
release
when is that gonna happen?
the week before the draft.
So how many games is Tampa Bay gonna be on Sunday night or Monday night football now?
Tampa Bay is going to be
Oh,
lucky if
yeah.
they win 6 games.
Wow.
The bold
Coming,
statement right there.
he's coming
Tommy.
out with the hot
Oh,
takes
man.
today, Tommy.
I know. My bad. Hold up.
The Buccaneers are still going to be irrelevant. Tom Brady
God.
can't save you. Uh-oh.
TS.
I know.
Tommy.
We lost
Hold
Tommy.
Derek, can you guys see me?
Now I can see you.
Okay,
now
there
we
we go.
can
I'm gonna get the baby. I'm gonna get the baby. Oh.
Blue,
Let me put hold on.
set,
But you guys,
He's
like,
getting bait.
other than, I feel like football's been our only news, other than lame Rona news.
I mean, they had a NASCAR virtual race. That's how bad.
Oh yeah, so Stephen Leo in the comments said NASCAR did a similar thing this weekend, but they had the actual drivers playing as themselves.
Yeah, virtual race.
Yes.
Virtual
It
NASCAR.
was actually a good finish. It was between Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the defending Daytona 500 champion Denny Hamlin.
Did
Came
you
down
watch
to the
it,
end.
Rico? Was Rico
Oh,
on
wow.
it? I don't think so.
Rico. I don't know, Rico.
Go,
Rico.
go.
Rico, what happened with the NASCAR race?
You know what? I didn't even follow it yet.
He's
Besides,
like,
the last thing I heard was the
I hope that you knew because I had
That
no
was it.
idea what was going on.
I watched it. It was actually kind of entertainment because there was people. Because none of these drivers, some of these drivers couldn't drive, and they were wrecking all the time.
But you know what makes it interesting? I was thinking about this, and I heard Cynthia actually read a tweet about it. What does Jimmy Johnson do for his last year? Because this was his last year. This was his like parade year. Does he put it off for a year now and retire next year or something?
Well,
because it is a big deal when someone retires in NASCAR.
Well, I read that NASCAR's trying to get all the races in, no matter what. They're willing to squeeze races in here and there.
The only problem with that is that the pits,
you would go
together.
into like January.
Well, you got to think about this too. If basketball comes back in June, they're gonna run until like maybe August, and are they gonna have a preseason, or they're gonna run right into next year?
You got to have a free agent period too.
Yeah, but the thing with NASCAR, the reason they don't run that end of the year because that's usually rainy season. You can't race in the rain.
Right.
So
Yeah, but it makes it more.
That's what
I think it would make it more. I think it would make it more fun. So they definitely should.
In the chat, Ace 318106 said there was live horse racing on Saturday from Santa Anita.
Christine Cruz.
Yeah, she says that there was live horse racing this Saturday from Santa Anita. I guess the horses can't catch the Ronas.
Yeah.
I guess it's free.
Really? But they could catch something else. That's why they're freaking That's why they're
That's crazy. There's like
So was there nobody in the stands? Bustos, there's something you can gamble on now. Horse racing.
Yeah, I guess gambling on horse racing.
You can scratch that itch again. It's been dying.
What do you mean? I was betting on Australia. I was betting on Australia Football League, but that got canceled last night.
I can't tell. I can't tell whose monitors whose right now between Bustos and Zach.
But what do you think about the Rams' new logo? Tell them how much you hate it.
Show us in diaper form.
He has the hiccups.
He's got that look of despair right now. Like, this is not good.
Rico left.
Rico left.
Probably died. Rico's like, I'm out.
I don't got time for this. No one's taking my NASCAR seriously around here. All they want to do is talk.
I think his phone could have died.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. Maybe.
Yeah, she said nobody was in the stands.
Eventually.
So horse racing with nobody in the stands.
Okay.
Boring.
I mean,
but I'm desperate.
It's something,
so I'm watching I'm watching WWE Monday Night Raw right now, and they're showing so Rob Gronkowski is going to be the host of WrestleMania this year, and his entrance was the whitest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean,
what?
Are we going to have a WrestleMania breakdown next week? Or 2 weeks from now when we have to? Because that's all
Rico's back.
5 weeks we can have.
Did you see, Christian, that they're letting WWE Network be free now?
Yeah. I already have it, so.
But I mean, that kind of makes sense. People fucking. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. For those that don't have it.
I mean, it gives them the opportunity. Rico, did you put pants on?
No, I actually took them off.
Woo.
Show us.
He's like,
now.
Don't get Jamal Murray situation.
He's. He's like,
So
man.
that's why.
Also, there's still sumo wrestling on NHK Sports with no fans in the stands. That's still being broadcast. I don't think I've ever seen a match of that.
Wait, did you guys watch ESPN2 yesterday when they had ESPN the Ocho on?
What was
A little
that? Was
bit.
it marble racing or no? The
They had,
electricians.
they had stacking. They had the electricians.
Yeah, I saw the
They had
electricians. I was like, what?
dude.
is
I
this?
was like, what is going on here?
Oh yeah, the electrician battle. That was pretty funny.
We were like, this is a thing? How have I not known about this?
Oh,
Well, now you know. And knowing
Now
it's half
you
the
know.
battle.
This is also true.
Now you know.
And
Guys,
knowing it's half the battle.
we haven't sent a shout out to our sponsors.
I don't think I have a sponsor thing ready. Let's see if we can do this, actually. We're going to get crazy on the fly, guys.
We have the technology.
Maybe.
Actually, we do. Let's give,
I
even
really-
though we're not like fully in there. This is funny. This is just like off the cuff. We're just like, all right, guys. I love how
So,
I get put on the spot to come up with the graphic. All right, we got
so
it.
what have you been doing with the week of being quarantined almost coming up?
Honestly,
Change 4 days.
Watching movies and such.
I still gotta work, so
no
I
time
still
off.
gotta.
Oh,
No.
dude. Rico, do they have you guys like wear gloves and wear masks and all that stuff?
Or you're working from home?
No,
Or you working from home?
I'm still working at work. But no, we're not wearing gloves or masks or anything because we're not interacting with any of the students. All the students are, as you know, they're all at
Rico,
home.
F them kids.
Wow.
We are preparing to get them their Chromebooks and computers to be sent home. Those we are wearing gloves for. We're disinfecting them before we hand them out and stuff like that.
For those who are listening and
Yeah.
aren't aware, Rico works for Long Beach Unified School District. He's one of the brave men out there on the front lines, taking this virus head on. That was the
Rico, I
best.
wish you were
Godfather.
my teacher.
God, because the Godfather's here for the children.
He's a man of the children.
Rico,
Wait, easy. Easy.
He's a man of the children.
Rico,
Also,
don't tell your wife this, but you plus me equals 2.
wow, he's such a romantic.
Guys,
You guys,
it's okay.
I think there's a
though.
word
I
from
have-
our
I have 3
sponsor.
weeks left. What happened?
A word from our sponsor, Rose Cremations, guys. I know you can't see the feed, but it loaded. It actually did work. Think about tomorrow,
Guys,
today. Rose Cremations, located in Bellflower,
Damn it, that's
California.
my line.
Check it
we're-
out.
and
Quality stuff.
we're not only telling the people out there, but we're telling us, like, if we don't think about tomorrow, today, one of us could be cremated.
That is
But
true.
we would definitely use Rose Cremation.
Do we get a discount?
Yeah, you do actually.
50%.
Oh, we definitely
yeah,
get
50%
discounts.
off.
You
If
definitely
want-
get a discount.
Only if you want to burn. Only if you want to burn your body from head down.
It's true. You'll get a
I
discount.
mean, in the case for me, it's 21%.
wow. What's
Yeah.
with the
Wow.
self burn?
Yeah, Christian. Don't get
No
too
burn, no
ahead of
pun
yourself.
intended.
That was a self burn. That was self inflicted. He's a wild man. All right,
Wow,
guys.
man.
Yep.
So we're about the
No,
halfway
but
mark
seriously,
right
think
now.
about tomorrow.
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
Today.
definitely. If you're gonna like, that's not a joke. If you seriously need to plan a cremation, hit up Rose Cremation because they do take care of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, solid episode. We're trying to keep this one a little shorter than normal, just because it's weird times. This is
Yeah.
a new thing. It's just like we said. Hopefully, there's some actual sports stories this week because we love doing this podcast. This is something I know I personally look forward to all week long. Like, oh, what are we gonna talk about on the podcast? What are we gonna do? And the fact that they took the
Yeah.
sports away from us sucks. Like, it's just like, what do we? How
And we
much?
got 1 month of this.
Yeah, I
Well, we
know.
got this.
I mean, I will say on the bright side, I mean, phase 1 of this whole like stay-at-home plan they have is supposed to finish up on the 31st of this month. So just
Oh, sorry.
everybody,
it's not
just
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Boost
So,
us.
It's not gonna happen if people don't.
Boost
No,
us.
honestly, it's really not gonna happen if people don't stay home, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
People are not
'cause
staying home.
that's what
Because
I was
at-
trying to say something positive, and come on,
You
Debbie
see the
Downer.
beaches, you see
Debbie
the
Downer
golf courses
boost us?
this
boost
weekend?
us. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth.
Say something nice,
People.
Bustos. Give us something positive.
Bustos.
Just stay home, like Christian said.
Just stay, that's what I was trying to say. Just phase 1. I mean, it's still ongoing, but phase 1 is almost there. Stay home. Don't go to the beaches. Don't go on spring break and drink beer from your friends' rear ends. There's been videos. We've seen it. That's another way you can possibly get the Ronas.
Right.
You can get more than the Ronas that way too.
Exactly. Be like Tommy and drink, your modelitos like a sane person, or your stone IPAs.
Modelito.
Yeah, modelito.
Right.
Just stay home, people.
Just stick to the plan.
Stay home. Don't
Stick to
go
the plan,
I
stay
outside.
saw from
home.
this weekend. I'm not very optimistic.
Why, Bustos? What do you?
Alright.
Okay, let's just hear. What are you basing this off of, Bustos? I got to hear your logic.
So basically, on Friday or Thursday night, we got the whole "we're staying home, we're in lockdown."
Uh-huh.
I can find out I'm still going into work on Friday, and Friday and Saturday were the busiest days at the golf course I've ever seen in my life.
Ever?
Yeah,
Right.
Because everybody
just-
else was off.
yeah. People were off. People
What?
didn't want to be quarantined.
So there's a legit chance that Bustos does have the Ronas. Let's just throw this out there.
Oh my God, you coots.
Yeah, it was
I
crazy.
really think I think you know what happened. I think he went back to Mexico, found that girl he had in his room that one time when we FaceTimed him,
The one
and
that
he
he
got
hid
Ronas again.
when he hit her when he was
Too
naked.
many strawberry daiquiris all over again. Yep,
Oh, that one. How can I forget
that one.
that one? Thanks for
But-
being
Wow.
specific.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clapping
guys.
cheeks.
but yeah. Honestly, like, not to be a Debbie Downer like Bruce, but seriously, if people are watching this, or people are gonna watch this after today, just stay home. You got to think about not only your own health, but think about the older crowd out there. Like, stay
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Just
And that's
if
yeah.
if you don't have to work and you get to work from home, stay home. If you have to go to the store, then yeah, go to the store. But if you don't need anything, just stay home.
Yeah, and see what
Like,
makes
let's
it,
get this out sooner.
And what makes it so dangerous is people
Yeah.
can have the virus and not be aware, not be
Not
showing the
even know.
symptoms right away, and they can still carry
Yeah.
it and give it to an older person. That's one of
Other
the scary
people.
things right
Yep.
now. Yeah, and like you can just be transmitting disease just because you're like I'm fine, but I'm still out here interacting and spreading, and that's what's honestly the scariest part about all of it. So yeah, even if you don't feel it, just keep it at home. Not like I don't know if you guys see all the memes, but there's like everybody has an opportunity right now to save the world, and all they have to do is stay home. I was like, how true is that? Like, just kick it. That's all you got to do.
Play video games.
Yeah.
I guess if you're an introvert, it's a little easier.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, just stay home. Just stay home. Like, honestly, just stay home, baby. It may take a month, it may take 2, but I mean, in the end, when it's all over and done with, you can say, "Hey, I survived 2020."
right, it'll be a good
So-
story. You know, when they make the movie, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
when it's all said and done, and then we all get to be with each other, it's gonna be a lot more fun, and we're gonna appreciate our time with each other a lot
Also-
more too. So
Also, can we acknowledge the fact that we've been trying to plan our 1-year anniversary show now for like 3 weeks, and then every week it just gets harder and harder, and something bigger and bigger happens. Now it's like now you can't even be
I
in the
got
same room
really
with everybody.
excited for Costco pizza, and it got taken away from me.
Yeah, we've been dangling the Costco,
Costco
pizza
pizza.
above
Dude,
Christian's
Costco
head
pizza
for
and
like
hot
a
dogs, and I
month.
got
Poor Christian. He's just
Costco
like,
just doesn't want you to have pizza, Christian.
right?
There's always Little Caesars.
everything has been taken from me right
Yeah,
now.
there's a
so.
higher power right now. They're like, and the final thing we take from him, Costco pizza. That'll break him,
That will teach him to mess with us.
right? Like,
Yeah.
so
Hey,
eventually,
what if the only way to break the curse, Christian, was to put on that Shanghai Rams
Shanghai
jersey?
Rams.
if you
Dude,
could
yeah.
cure coronavirus by wearing the
That's the
Rams
coronavirus
jersey.
cure.
Little do we know, we're in Jumanji.
If we
right
die,
now.
we die.
Christian, all you have to do
If
is
we
put that. All you
die,
have to
what
do
a
is put that. You have to put that jersey on and yell Jumanji, and it all go away.
No, I'm not putting
Christian,
on that jersey.
You wouldn't save the world and put that jersey on.
Yeah, if you
There's
can
a lot of-
save the Ronas.
There's a lot of other things I would put on, but I'm not putting on that damn jersey.
Not even to save the
Would you-
world.
He just said, if
No.
we die, we die.
If we die, we die.
Punch
Christian,
Rock,
had a good
would
run.
you- Rocky.
Would you put a bra and panties on right now? over the jersey.
What
All right,
the hell,
Christian,
Tommy?
would you wear that
Why you
jersey,
gotta make
or
it
would
all
you wear a
weird?
bra, or would you wear bra and
Elena,
panties
someone
right
get
now?
their
You have,
man.
I'm
Elena,
not putting on that jersey.
Elena, come get your mans.
Okay, so bra and panties. Here you come, kid.
Over the Shanghai Rams? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what you just said?
Oh, you cannot be serious, bro.
Bra,
He's quiet.
bra and panties over the Shanghai Rams.
Oh
I'm not
my
putting on
God.
that damn jersey.
Oh gosh.
I'm not wearing. No.
You guys are wild.
look at Bustos. He's like, I'm
Oh.
picturing it right now.
This is like,
That
I
is
gotta go to the
nightmare fuel.
bathroom. I'll be right back.
That is nightmare. That is nightmare fuel for.
I gotta go rub one out 21 times.
He got. Oh wow. I love how Tommy always brings it right back. We're just like an endless roller coaster. We just loop on back in to 21.
21.
Ryan Armanta in the comments said, "Whoa, this went from sports to Pornhub in a hurry." I'm with you, dude. I don't know what happened. We always seem to lose this, even on these Skype calls. We lose the group in some nonsense hypothetical situations.
That's pretty on brand for us here at the Hooligan Sports Podcast.
Very on brand.
This is what quarantine is doing to us, guys.
We're loopy. We're just like cabin fever right here. Where we're just like.
We're only 1 week into it.
That's the crazy
Not even
part.
1 week.
Oh, 2 weeks.
5
It's been
days.
2 weeks,
5
really.
2 weeks.
For sports,
Honestly,
or the quarantine itself.
I forget what day it is
Both.
sometimes.
Yeah, because
This is the start of the second week.
Yeah, this is the second week. That's it. We're a
Is it?
week in.
Wow, it feels like it's been a lot
Okay.
shorter than that.
No, it's been a couple weeks.
either way, it's still like a 2-month process. What it seems like, right? That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, at
For
least
the most
a
part?
May,
Yeah.
I think.
Because they said USD is not going to go back to school till May 1st today. So,
I have a feeling
Oh,
about the whole school year. That's just my thoughts.
Oh, that's some inside information right there. I already told you where Rico.
No, it's not,
Rico works.
that's what I'm just saying. The governor already mentioned that. It's just they're canceling all tests.
oh, bless you. See?
Oh,
So
Is that his foot? Oh, that's your hand. I thought he had his foot up on the phone.
bless you, Bustos. Oh, it's Zach. Sorry, I thought it was.
Baby
You're like,
Bustos.
damn, his foot's huge.
Also, we were trying to get Bustos into not shaving or cutting his hair until
Oh,
we
yeah,
return
okay,
to
guys.
studio.
I told Bruce he can't cut his hair or shave until we all basically.
That's not hard because all
get released.
barbershops are.
So Bustos says his
Looking-
current mustache is 2 weeks in. So if that times, 4 is what we would get, Bustos?
yeah.
I don't know.
Bruce is going to end up looking like a Latino AJ Styles.
I told him he was
No.
gonna look like
He's-
Forrest Gump by the time when he was running across the country.
Nah, he's gonna look like the kid from Jumanji when he turns into a monkey.
Bro, did you watch Jumanji today or something? What's going on?
No,
Yes.
we watched.
I
it
feel
the
like
other
you
day.
did. But yeah, guys, I think this was a solid episode. It was fun to try it out
Yep.
in this
Yeah.
Skype format. It's something new, something different, but we're trying to, evolve with the times too and figure stuff out. Like I'm saying, hopefully there's more sports to cover next week, or not such depressing
Yeah.
news, not such sad news. Maybe we can get some happy
Yeah.
news. Maybe, I don't know. I was trying to think of a happy situation, but sports coming.
I don't
Hey,
know.
but
It's not gonna happen,
if Sports Center is still running, we're still running. So
right?
Yeah.
we got to give them a run for their money.
I
The
think we
show
have
must
our.
go on.
I don't know. We might have our topic, but next week they're talking about it right now in Sports Center. Maybe that'll be our topic next week. But we'll see. With the Olympics, we'll see.
Well, yeah, Olympics got canceled.
No, it hasn't got canceled, but they're
Not
talking.
yet.
About it, so.
They're talking about it.
So maybe we'll have that
Guys.
next week.
If it gets canceled, we'll hold our own Olympics. Don't worry.
Yes, warehouse Olympics.
The Beer
you go.
Olympics.
There you go.
Was it the movie Beer Fest when they have like the boot?
Yeah.
That
Beer-
movie?
Zazboot.
Das boot.
Zazboot.
Hey, I think if we were not quarantined and stuck with each other, we probably would have created the Hooligan Olympics already.
We'd have something fun. We
It'd
can
be
still
like a
come up with
slap
ideas.
contest. Would be one event.
I'd represent the nation of Wakanda.
I guess we go. I guess the closest thing we can do is a rock paper scissors competition on the Skype next time.
No, we could do like one of those Russian slap contests.
What about? I told you guys we can
No.
have video games. We could do some like.
I
I
don't
originally
have.
said
I don't have video game console, so
I don't either. Boostos is buying us all consoles though. He said last week. Yeah, but
No, I
Good episode. This was fun. Different,
solid
but
episode,
fun.
guys. Fun as always. So next week, next Monday, 8:00, same thing. Hopefully, something new. Shout out once again. I don't have everybody's titles up. I usually have your guys' titles, but I don't have it on this one. But you'll see an old episode, see everybody's tags. You got Tommy, Bustos, Christian, Rico. Thank you guys for coming through. Solid episode. Until
Yep.
next week. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to
Yep.
subscribe.
Wash your
See you
hands.
guys.
Wash your
Stay
hands.
safe.
Scrub
Wash
your butt.
hands.
Scrub your butt.
Stay
Stay
home.
your ass home.
Oh, my God.
See you guys.